Hey folks, I'm Garen Carlin, owner of Mosses Creek Outdoors. I'm coming to you today with a knife review. This is a subject that's really being blown up right now. The Harbor Freight hunting / survival knife. It's got the 8-inch steel blade with a saw up on the back side of the blade here. I'm going to run over this knife a little bit and talk about a few of the things here that came with the knife, and I'm going to discuss a couple of moves that I made with this knife in the ending here to make it rock steady. So stick around and we're going to have a look at it. Alright, I got the Harbor Freight 8-inch steel blade hunting / survival knife here. It's got a hollow aluminum handle. It's got this saw up on the back side of the blade, which is very, very sharp. I'm a massive severe outdoorsman. I stay outside. I stay in the woods all the time. It's part of, or the biggest part of my daily job, being in the woods. And I get a hold of a lot of different things, different kinds of knives, different types of saws. And a matter of fact, I didn't buy this knife. My mother purchased this knife for me. And what I've done what's called the rebuild on the knife. And I'm going to show you what the rebuild is here in just a second. First of all, I'm going to talk about what goes in the handle here. This end screws off of the handle down here. There's a compass inside the cap. There's a little survival kit that comes with the knife. It's a little package. It's got a little sewing kit, a couple of buttons, a safety pin, a little piece of fishing line, a little fishing hook. There's 5 or 6 wooden matches and a little pad to strike the matches on. What I've done, I've kind of changed it up a little bit. I put, kind of came up with some of my own stuff here to put in here. I've got a deck of Band-Aids. I put the Band-Aids down in there, and I went ahead and put the matches that came with the knife. I went ahead and I put those in there, and I also took a toothpick and rolled up a little roll of this first aid wound tape, and I dropped it down in there. And I got the little striker pad here for the matches. I put it in there also. I went ahead and put the fishing line and the little fishing hook down in there. And then what I done right here, I bought one of the little small mini size Bic lighters, and I also put it in there. It goes right down in there, as you can see. Screw the cap on. Now I've got all that stuff in there in case I was to be out and need it. Got it right there in the handle of the knife. Now, since this large knife is not a full tang knife all the way to the back, that tang has to stop up in here due to having the hollow storage compartment back here. So what I've done what's called the Harbor Freight survival knife rebuild here. When you get the knife, there's going to be a little set Allen screw going into one side right here, and it just runs in against one side of the blade. There's a hole through the tang on the blade down here where that set screw goes into, and that's the only thing that holds the blade in. So what I've done, I've put a solid steel pin all the way through the knife right here. I clamped the blade real good in a vise, took a rubber hammer, and I tapped this handle off. And I run a drill bit all the way through the handle under my drill press right here. And if you want to know the exact size drill bit to use, it's a 7/32 drill bit. 7/32. and it's a perfect fit. The 7/32 is the exact size of the hole through the that's already through the tang and the blade in there. But what I done, I got some JB Weld, and I put all down in this handle before I stuck the blade back in, and I got the blade back where I wanted it, and then I drove that steel pin all the way through before the JB Weld set up. And now, I mean, it is rock solid. The handle is not coming off of it, and it's not going to get loose. I mean, you can split wood for a campfire with this knife, you know, set it up and have you a mallet or a club to hit it with and split with it. What I use it for, I use it more like a machete, you know, bushes, limbs, and different stuff in my way, and it's not going anywhere. It's rock solid after the rebuild and putting the steel pin through it here. So, some people may complain about the edge. Does the actual blade, have a sharp edge on it when you get it? This one did. This one is, as a matter of fact, it's really sharp. Some of them may not be all that sharp, but of course, if you got a belt sander or a fine wheel grinder or something like that, you know, you can get it much sharper yourself. But I didn't mess with this one because it's already extremely sharp. It'll slice paper really easy the way it is right now, so I just left it alone. But this saw on the back, it comes in a lot better for, say, notching, maybe notching around a piece of wood to tie a cord in or something like that. It doesn't saw real quick, but it'll cut just a gap in a piece of wood really quick. So I would have to say that I like this knife. I like it for what it is. The cost is around $9 at Harbor Freight, and if you go through this process to put this steel pin through the handle up here, you'll be actually pretty proud of the knife. You know, it's all stiffened up, it's rock hard, the blade's not going nowhere, the handle's not coming off, so I mean it's almost like one solid piece from end to end after you do the rebuild on it. So I like the knife, and if you're going to do the rebuild on it with a pin here, I recommend it for a lot of bushcraft projects. So until next time, I'm Garen Carlin, owner of Mosses Creek Outdoors, and we'll see you on the next episode.